Welcome to day 8 of the Supermom Challenge. So I kind of view us, all us crazy humans, as having two sides to ourselves. We have kind of the essence of who we are meant to be, and then we have the socialized self. So the essence of who we are would not change no matter what parents raised us, what language we spoke, what culture we were raised in. That, like, if you loved to play music or you loved children, that would be true no matter if you were in the bush of Africa or a high rise in Tokyo. That's just who you are. Our socialized self is kind of our job as parents, right? So kids are born, they are 100% essence. You know, these kids come into the world and they can be like finicky and like, oh, it's too light and too bright and too cold and I don't like that food. And that might just be part of their innate personality, and you can't change that. But as parents, our job is to socialize them to, fit in with our culture, right? Of like, okay, but this is what we eat, and we take a bite and we say no thank you. And, we don't, tell other people how to adjust the lighting in their homes when we go to their houses. I don't know. But, our job is to socialize, right? We don't throw our food when we don't like it or just drop it on the floor. We, say, excuse me, and leave the table. So we're helping our children develop their social self so that they're accepted by society. And it's great when your essence and your social self are aligned. It's all good. Right? If you have a highly dramatic kid who loves to be on stage and likes lots of attention and is moving constantly, born into a highly dramatic family who spends their life in the theater, it's a win-win. But when you have a quiet, introverted, sensitive parent who gives birth to a dramatic child, it can be a conflict. And so we want to, as we grow older, of course, we sometimes can adapt more to our socialized self. So initially middle school, right? There's kind of like one right way to be and one right way to look. And a lot of kids try to fit the mold. And sometimes we can get too attached to our socialized self or this ego identity, and we lose touch with that essence of who we were meant to be and who we were as a kid. And so today, we're going to reconnect with the essence of us, who we were before our parents, our schools, our cultures, our friends kind of told us who we were supposed to be. And so we're going to do that by asking a few questions. So one of the questions is, what did you love to play when you were a child? When you were a kid, you didn't have the iPads that you were glued to. You got some free time. When you had free time, if you had a Saturday, nothing to do, what would you have gravitated towards? So for me, my example, when I did this is I looked back and I loved playing house, store, bank, library, all these like real world imagination games. I didn't play dragons and unicorns and fairies. I liked the real world. I played teenagers. But I also love playing games outside, hide and seek, sardines in a can, all these like running around games. And in fact, it's how I came up with my girls leadership summer camp, because I was like, well, what did I love to play when I was a kid? I loved to play outside with girls, only girls, and running around. And I love self-help. And so I kind of created this summer camp based on what I loved to do when I was a kid. So ask yourself that question. What did I love to do in my free time when I was a kid? And see if maybe there's a reason that if you're feeling a little lack of passion today or a little bored, and maybe there's something from your childhood that you could reconnect with. Did you love doing arts and crafts and you kind of left that behind? Did you love playing sports and you're not doing that now? What did you like to do when you were a kid when you had free reading books, right? Even having kids, reading books don't always go together. So making sure that you're having time for your essence to come out and play. You can also ask yourself this question of, what would I do if I could not care what people thought? What would I do if I had no fears? What would I do if I knew success was inevitable? Like I knew I'd be successful. What might I do? So I remember watching Whose Line Is It Anyways? Have you seen it? It's an improv show. And when I was a stay-at-home mom and just going through those circular motions of life, laundry and dishes and cleaning and bed and blah, right? So routine and circular. I was so mentally understimulated. And we were watching those guys and thinking, wow, they are really living, because they were making mistakes constantly, and they'd try something and it wouldn't be funny and it would be kind of lame, but they let it be on public TV. And my higher self, my inner perfectionist, was like, it's okay, Tori. You don't have to do it right. You don't have to be perfect. You can just be out there and be bold and just try stuff. So think about what you are drawn to like that. What looks like fun? If nobody knew, what would you want to do? Where do you find yourself jealous of somebody else? Or you're looking through your Facebook feed and you're like, oh my God, that looks like fun. I'm jealous. I want to do that. Pay attention. Those are signs from your higher self, your essence, that you might be missing out on today. And so that's the first thing. Answer all those questions. And then look back onto your life and name 3 times in your life when you felt fully alive. Every cell in your body was just awake. What were you doing when you felt that feeling? I know for me, the first time I coached somebody, for sure, I felt that way. Giving a speech, like doing public speaking, made me feel that way. But also just like, you know, being in Hawaii and in the ocean and just being totally content with myself in that moment. I felt really alive. And so find different moments and then just notice like what you were doing and see if you can rekindle a part of your essence that got buried up through the busyness of life and caring for children. All right, that's your assignment for day 8. I will see you next time. If you find something that you want to post on the Facebook page, love to hear it. What would you do if you could not care what people thought and you had no fear? I want to know. Be brave. Put it out there. Or just email me. Tell me. Take care.